Facebook is stirring up a controversial First Amendment battle in New Mexico. Police officers in Albuquerque are being asked to turn over their Facebook passwords. The request comes after it was discovered a detective who shot and killed a suspect listed his occupation on his Facebook page as a human garbage disposal. Here's a report from Alana Gold of our affiliate KOAT.
Attorney Joe Kennedy just filed these court documents demanding that the city of Albuquerque release the Facebook usernames and passwords of the 57 police officers listed. He's seeking to find out if they posted comments about this deadly officer-involved shooting at Eubank and Constitution last January.
Based on their actions after the shooting and based upon how they carried themselves, we believe that we'll find lots of evidence.
The investigation into Officer Trey Economity prompted this move. It began a few weeks ago after Economity shot and killed a suspect in the city's latest officer-involved shooting. City leaders looked at his Facebook account and discovered he put human waste disposal as his job description.
Are these officers involved in that similar sort of banter and behavior?
This attorney claims officers were out of line at the fatal scene in January of 2010, seconds after Iraq war veteran Kenneth Ellis, who had PTSD, was killed by one of their own.
They stood around and ate pizza after they ordered it at the scene and talked about how it was great that they took another gangbanger out. And this man wasn't a gangbanger.
He also filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the city for the officer-involved shooting, even though the police chief ruled it justified. Investigators maintain Ellis was trying to commit suicide by cop. This lawyer says it's not true and excessive force was used.
Well, the civil rights attorney you just saw in that piece joins me now, Joseph Kennedy from Albuquerque. And Mr. Kennedy, what do you want out of viewing these private Facebook pages of these Albuquerque police officers?
Well, we want the truth. And the truth is what they put on their Facebook when they think they're just putting it out there for their friends to see or for people that they want to see it. But we want the truth. The truth is that there's a culture of killing in Albuquerque among the police, that there have been 14 people killed in 2010, and we want to know why, as for the city of Albuquerque, why so many people are being killed. In El Paso, 2 people were killed in 2010 by the police department there. That's about a 10-minute walk from Juarez. In Austin, 0 people. Tucson, 0 people. So we want the truth.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you're going to get that, at least without a fight. The statement from Albuquerque's deputy chief, he's telling us that the Albuquerque Police Department does recognize an individual's right to the First Amendment. Facebook and other sites are private to the individual. The Albuquerque Police Department does not issue Facebook addresses, therefore cannot release their usernames and passwords. Policy has been written and disseminated to the rank and file that it is not appropriate to correlate their job to their personal opinions or communications. So, again, it doesn't look like you're going to get that without a court fight.
Well, we anticipate a fight, and we're not afraid of a fight. There are 2 things about this that when they talk about First Amendment rights. First Amendment rights for public officials are not unlimited. When they destroy the core value of a police department, which is to protect and serve, by putting obnoxious, ugly comments about human waste disposal and celebrating the death of a criminal defense attorney in this city, they are destroying the core purpose of what they're about. So they do not have that First Amendment right. Secondly, we have a 7th Amendment right. My clients have a 7th Amendment right, which is a right to a civil jury, to have these things determined by a civil jury. So that's what we're fighting for.
So you think there is evidence pertinent to your specific case involving in this police shooting incident that may be on Facebook that could help your, I guess, the family of your client?
We think so. Yes, we think so. There's an APD unofficial fan page in which various things are discussed as they come up throughout the course of work by police officers and other things. And in this fan page, there's been various comments at times about shootings and about other things that are going on. And it essentially is something that they discuss on Facebook, they talk about, and they create this culture of indifference, really, to people that, when they call them garbage, to people that they're dealing with on the streets. And that's what we're looking for, is looking for the truth to find their motivation and what causes them to use this kind of force on these people.
Mm-hmm. The shooting ruled justified, though, by the police department. You obviously disagree with that.
They're justified within 24 hours. They have a planned playbook in which they justify all their shootings within 24 hours and release information about these victims as far as any mental health history, anything to justify their shooting. They have 2 check boxes on a list, on justified list. It's either suicide by cop or they were threatened by a person. There has actually been one shooting that has been found to have been, officers were found to have lied, and there's been no prosecution out of that. This is a situation in which the police department is not only not addressing it, they're addressing it as a Facebook problem rather than as an underlying issue of a culture of death.
But it's certainly the Facebook issue that is bringing the national attention that this case is now bringing. And I hear that many people are worried that if you should succeed in getting these Facebook privacy pages opened, that it could open a whole can of worms for all kinds of Facebook workers. I mean, police, we could lead to other kind of city workers, other municipal workers, state workers who believe that their private Facebook postings are just that, private.
There's no, the court system is set up to protect privacy as well as to protect the right of people in court to prove their case. There is a system set up where these things will be reviewed, Facebook postings will be reviewed for only those things that are relevant to the litigation. And that's all we're looking for. We don't care about vacation pictures. People aren't going to all of a sudden have to turn over all sorts of private information to lawyers. If you're on Facebook, you're a public official, and you're talking about these things, we have a right to know. And we will, and the courts will protect privacy of people.
So what I guess you were saying, and we're out of time, I just want to be very quick here, you would submit that a judge perhaps could look at these Facebook pages and then disseminate to you what that judge seems relevant to your case?
Absolutely. A judge or a neutral party. It's done every day in courts across the United States.
All right.